do matter to myself, but also to the people in this company, our vice presidents being Kim, Doug, Arnaud, all the way up to Michael, and all the way up to our CEO, Carl, from that standpoint, okay? So with that out of the way, I wanted to more or less go over today's kind of agenda that myself and Rachel went over for you guys. And that today is going to the agenda of mindset and distilling a belief system in you, okay? So first and foremost, I'm going to start off with a story. This story I've heard from Doug multiple times. Being new to the industry, I had the opportunity to travel with Doug to Super Weekend in July, to go to Summit, to all the fun activities and things like that. So we went out to Super Weekend in July, and we talked a lot about mindset and distilling a belief. And he told this story over and over again to give coaches and yourself the perspective of that it really is a simple business. It does take work, but anybody can do this. So Doug, about 4 years ago, I believe, was in San Diego for a Super Weekend that had about 400 or 500 people there. And he was interviewing a top coach in the network. This top coach in the network had killed it, had been crushing it, and really they had prepared her for what she wanted to teach at this summit type of opportunity there. And she gets up on stage and Doug's there and he's interviewing her, and she's just kind of like going on to her story, but is not touching base of what kind of Doug had prepared her for. So Doug would ask her a question, he would say, and she would go off on a tangent, and she would look back to Doug and she would go, Doug, what did you want me to say again? And Doug was like, just answer the question and just talk about what you're doing to be successful in this business. And she would rabble on for a couple of minutes and just kind of walk around the stage and be like, Doug, what else do you want me to talk about? And Doug would ask her another question. She would answer it, and it just went back and forth. And the flow, he said, was not the flow that you think of when you're doing an interview with a top coach in the network and you're trying to inspire 400 coaches that are there to feel this. And he, in his mind, as he's doing this interview, he said he thought this was the worst interview, detrimental, that everybody was going to walk out of this place like it was the fourth quarter and your team was down by 50. So he gets done with this whole interview. He gets done with the whole interview, and he walks down off the stage, and he's meeting a bunch of coaches. And every coach he asked, he goes, hey, what did you think of this interview? What were your thoughts? And they said this all to him, almost verbatim. He says word for word. They said, if this top coach can be successful in this business, I can do it. Okay, this top coach was on stage in front of 400 people to really inspire these people, and she was not prepared. She really was not in the zone. He would ask her questions. She wouldn't answer him. It was just a disaster, he felt like. But he said he walked away with over more than 20 coaches that he talked to after, and they said all the same thing. If this top coach can do this and be like this, then I can do this too as well. And the second thing that somebody else said in this network when I first got here was, there are dumber people than you that have hit elite and that are successful in this business. Okay? So, taking that back, I'm going to say it again. There are dumber people in this industry that have hit elite and that are successful in this business. Okay? So, to take this story and to then take that sentence and that mindset, this is the opportunity that no matter where you are, who you are, you guys look at these top coaches like Rachel or above and think that it's impossible to get there, but it's not. Honestly, you guys are in the right area, the right mode, the right time for Beachbody, that you guys, there's no reason why you can't be successful. It's going to take the time. It's going to take the effort, consistency. You guys are in the right place too as well. So I want to give you guys something to write down. I want you guys to give you something of traits that we recognize of top coaches in the network. Now, when I say top coaches, I'm not talking about top 10 coaches. Okay. We look at those and we see those things. I'm talking about top coaches that are successful in the business. That's what I mean by that. So in every different region, every different state, every different city, wherever you guys are, these are successful traits that we have recognized from coaches to be successful with Beachbody. Okay. So there's 7. Now I'm going to tell you, there's going to be a couple of them that I'm going to say two traits that are in the 1. So you guys don't get confused and think that there's 10, but there's really 7. So this first one is, number 1 is being genuine. Okay. You cannot fake Beachbody. Okay. I'm going to repeat that again. Genuine. You cannot fake Beachbody. Number 2, a belief and confidence in, and then I want you to write 1, 2, and 3. Okay? So a belief and confidence in, number 1, the products. That is the first vital behavior of Beachbody, being a product of the products. Number 2 is the composition plan. Okay? The composition plan is the opportunity that you guys have either seen or are going to see, the opportunity that on Thursday, when you get that check of $50, $100, $80, $200, $500, that gives you the warm fuzzies that you're doing the right things. You've seen the business opportunity. Your sales are coming into play, but also your team is growing. You're becoming that leader, no matter where you are. If you're a coach, if you're an emerald, you're a diamond, you're seeing that opportunity. You go show your husband, you go show your boyfriend, you show it to whoever, because this is the opportunity that you guys have here at Beachbody. You need to be confident in. And there's 4 areas of that composition plan that really break it down. That's 1 is your sales. That's sales and the commission that you have from the challenge packs to the collagen, to the energize, to the things that you guys are passionate about in the products. Number 2 is the team cycle bonus, okay? As you start to establish your team and you help to become them leaders, and 2 as well, your left leg and your right leg, that volume comes to you, it cycles, and you get paid from that opportunity there. Number 3 is a matching cycle bonus. So your PS coaches, when they cycle, you get a 10% or 5% bonus off of them. So not only are you doing your own efforts, but now it comes down to duplication and teaching your coaches to be able to do the same thing, and you get rewarded for it. The 4th and last opportunity is the opportunity to grow in rank. When you become a 2-star, a 5-star, a 10-star, or a 15-star diamond, you are put into a pool that you are now rewarded quarterly from a quarterly bonus just being part of that pool. Now, each pool grows as you get there. So 2-star on average is anywhere from $800 to $1,000. 5-star is anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000. 10-star is anywhere from $10,000 to $12,000. And a 15-star bonus is anywhere from $40,000 to $60,000. It depends who's in that pool, how much is contributed into there, and who's playing part of that pool. But that is all contributed to you guys in the composition plan that can provide you with really what your goals are, but also your vision. And we'll go over those here detailed at the end. Number 3 of the 2 of belief and confidence system is the company, okay? The company that you represent as Beachbody. Beachbody in itself every day and out thinks of you as coaches of what we can provide to you to be able to make your job that much easier, that much simpler, to be able to transform yourself physically, mentally, and spiritually, to share with others, to be able to bring that journey on with them too as well. At the end of this call, we're going to define what a Beachbody coach is, and it's going to be a different definition that you guys have probably ever heard of or seen, unless you follow Carl on Instagram. He posts about it a lot, and we'll touch base on that too as well. So number 2 is the belief and confidence in 1, the products, 2, the composition plan, and 3 is the company, okay? Number 3 is committed and consistent. Committed and consistent. And in parentheses, your 5-year and 10-year goal or vision. Okay, 5/10, your goals/vision. Number 4, this is a big one, is patience. Income doesn't come fast, and you cannot speed up volume. Okay, that is very specific when it came down to that patience, is that everybody is in this to the quick get rich scheme of I want all the money now so that I know my efforts and my results are being shown, but it's not going to happen. Carl says this a lot. He says, have you ever ran on the beach in sand? It's hard. Have you ever ran uphill on the beach in sand? It's even harder. That's what this business does bring in the beginning, because you're putting more time in to the results that you're seeing. But it is going to equal out, and it's going to come along with that. It is going to take the patience, okay? Number 5, honestly, I think this is most important that I view as the second out of these 7 is flawed and not perfect, and it's okay, okay? So this is flawed/not perfect, and next to it equaling it's okay. What I mean by this is you guys are posting daily, you're viewing posts from coaches daily, from successful influencers to this and to that, and you look at it, you read their captions, you view their pictures, and you say, that is perfection, okay? But what behind that picture, if you could see their daily Instagram stories or their Facebook portrays their imperfected, flawed business, themselves, or whatever they're trying to do that you guys could see into their lives. So in this business, being flawed and not perfect is honestly key to the success of your business here with this too as well. Number 6, the number one I think out of all of these 7 that is the most important is have fun. And I want you to underline fun as many freaking times as it takes to be able to see that is that you got to have fun. If you're not having fun, you are going to burn out. Why? Because you're alone in your home, in your pajamas, in your dungeon, in your office, in your house, at the coffee shop with a bunch of random people doing the shitty work, meaning inviting, communicating, and it's not going to be fun. Okay, those are the shitty parts that you have to break through, but it's going to take the fun. Ashley McClellan, who's a 6-star diamond coach, she did a hot seat call for us about 3 weeks ago. This was her key to her business going from being a traditional emerald, diamond, 1-star back to diamond, going to 6-star and coming to leadership in 2019.
Oh no. This happens when I'm on the call.
Do you wear pink? Oh, am I frozen?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. On Wednesdays was they were showing up in pink and having fun, and their team knew that. And on Fridays, they would have like a Disney or a theme movie dance off that they would invite and send out on their Instagrams to their whole entire team. And she established that fun that really took her from the focus of, I've got to produce diamonds, I've got to produce emeralds, I've got to hit Success Club, yada, yada, yada. All the pressure and all the things that come along with this business that really took her to being able to establish her business here today. And number 7, which is a huge thing, is being creative. Okay, being creative. Now I'm going to give you an example of a creative couple within the industry that did this. So do you guys remember Daily Sunshine? Are you guys familiar with that product? Okay, so Daily Sunshine is basically for our kids, okay? The shakes to give them a better healthy lifestyle too as well. So when that came out, this couple was creative in the sense of case of they created a Facebook page that was called Take Back the Kitchen, okay? And it was nothing associated with Beachbody. They were Beachbody coaches. It was simply to say, take back the kitchen. And what they wanted to do is provide a free group for coaches that could come in and be able to learn about healthy habits to establish not only to themselves, but also to their family and their kids. Taking back the kitchen, because today's society is what's quick, what's easy, and what can I get my kids to be quiet on? That's Chick-fil-A, which I love Chick-fil-A, don't get me wrong. Burger King, McDonald's, everything that's just fast food. You drive in, you spend your money, you get out, and you hand it to your kids. And yes, they're trying to get healthier, but they're not. So it's the opportunity to not only teach yourself, but it's your generations of your children and your children's children, and the things you're making decisions today is going to change their lives. And they created this free group, and they had 3,000 people come in this free Take Back the Kitchen opportunity. And what they implemented was the containers. They integrated the Daily Sunshine, Shakeology, and those things that was called curiosity marketing. And what people behind the scenes would do is they would DM them or ask them about the specific products that they were using to take back the kitchen that allowed them to invite them to the Beachbody opportunity. Now, that's just an example. So am I telling you to go reinvent the wheel? No, I'm just saying, think of creative ways to be able to put groups together, to be able to establish some type of curiosity marketing or whatever it takes that you feel like is successful, to invite people to that's free, and to be able to provide that value to them, that they're going to be there, they're going to watch, and you're going to say things and do things that are established the Beachbody that you don't know what you're doing, and they're going to investigate and they're going to ask you those things because you're being creative from that standpoint. Okay, those are top traits that we have established here at Beachbody for successful coaches within the industry too as well. Taking away those things from that. Okay. Now, let's switch over from kind of the mindset of this industry to another factor too as well that Rachel wanted me to hit on is, what is fear? Okay, now I'm asking you this question sincerely, and I don't want an answer from you guys. I want you to write down what is fear, and I want you to define what your definition of fear is.
What'd you say, Kyle? I missed it.
So what is fear? What is your definition, or what is your understanding of fear? And I don't want you to answer. I just want you to give that. Now, this definition is not the full definition of what I'm going to read to you, but do you guys know who Tony Robbins is? Yeah, you better. If you don't, then you need to get some serious personal development going, and you need to know who he is, okay? So Tony Robbins says this. He says, what is fear? Fear is built into your nervous system as a survival instinct. It's always going to be there. You just have to deal with it. How do you deal with it? Your desire has to be greater than your fear. Another way to do this is to turn fear on itself. Okay? I'm going to read that again. What is fear? Fear is built into your nervous system. It's basically a survival instinct, okay? It's always going to be there. So no matter what everything that you do in your life, so that there's fears. Scotty Hobbs, National Wake Up Call 3 weeks ago, he said something about the fear that he had. He said his fear of not establishing his business and what he couldn't provide for his family overweighed his fear of this opportunity to become a Beachbody coach. And it took some time. I'm not saying it clicked, he said, in a second or in a day or a matter, things like that. But his fear, after a time, became so much more greater than being successful with Beachbody that it was honestly, it made becoming a Beachbody coach and everything that establishes here today to do these things was no longer a fear because of that, okay? So the second thing that I wanted to talk about fear is a great indicator. Now, another person I'm going to recognize here is Grant Cardone. You guys know who he is?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, I'm not hearing anything, so I'm trying to get some participation here. Okay, Grant Cardone, he has a book called 10X. Okay, if you guys have read it, great. This will be a refresh for you. But he says the fear is the great indicator. He says sooner or later, you will experience fear when you start new actions and new levels. In fact, if you aren't, then you're probably not doing enough of the right things. Fear isn't bad or something to avoid. Conversely, it's something you want to seek and embrace. Fear is actually a sign that you are doing what needs to move you in the right direction. An absence of concern signals that you are only doing what's comfortable for you and that you will only get more of what you have right now. As strange as it may sound, you want to be scared until you have to push yourself to new levels to experience that fear again, okay? In fact, the only thing that scares me is a complete lack of fear, okay? Now, I know that was a lot, and I read a lot from that standpoint. You're probably trying to scribble as much as you can to get that. I'll send it out to Rachel. I have a picture of that. It's in 10X, the book of Grant Cardone. But remember this, fear is the great indicator. So when you guys are experiencing fear, when you wake up in the morning, or that's the afternoon, or it's at night, or the invites, or running your own first challenge group, or doing a flash sale, or all the things that incline into this business, and you have that.
I'm really sorry. It's the worst. Oh. There you go. You're back.
Okay, sorry. What was the last thing you heard?
Fear is the great indicator.
Okay, fear is the great indicator. So when you're waking up in the morning, you're seeing those invites, you're seeing those messages throughout the night. You're waking, it's midday, you're doing your power hour, you're getting to work, you're doing all the things for your business. That fear is going to creep in to be able to communicate, to indicate, to.
I don't understand. No one's on the Wi-Fi. This works. I told him this might happen.
Oh goodness, dude, who's this?
Courtney.
Courtney's probably getting a show. She's probably like, I'm seeing everything perfect. Okay, fear's a great indicator. I'm just going to say that because everything I keep saying is it gets frozen. Okay, so in lasting, can I am I a presenter for this, Rachel? Can I have access to the screen? I'm going to share something real quick.
We're trying to request access and I'll approve it.
How do I do that?
You got me. Hold on. More. Make.
If you make me if you give me as a co-host, I should be able to.
Make host. Okay. Try now.
Okay. Why is it not doing it? It's not allowing me to.
It says you're the host. Go. Is it at the bottom? Do you have the share at the bottom?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Oh, he's frozen now.
What the heck?
I could always play it on my phone. You could hear it. You wouldn't be able to see it because you sent it to me.
Here, this is dumb. Okay. I'm going to take my headphones out. Hold on. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll just hold it up. I have it right here. And Rachel can send it to you too as well after this. I got to go to my. Okay. I'm going to go back. Okay, I'm going to play it and then Rachel can play it too as well. This is going to be an ending and I'll touch up on a couple of things too as well. Okay, I'm going to play this now.
My lesson is this. I don't give a shit. Okay? You cannot let a fear of failure or a fear of comparison or a fear of judgment stop you from doing what's going to make you great. You cannot succeed without this risk of failure. You cannot have a voice without the risk of criticism. And you cannot love without the risk of loss. You must go out and you must take these risks. And people will tell you to do what makes you happy. But a lot of this has been hard work. And I'm not always happy. And I don't think you should do just what makes you happy. I think you should do what makes you great. Do what's uncomfortable and scary and hard, but pays off in the long run. Be willing to fail. Let yourself fail. Fail in the way, in the place where you would want to fail. Fail, pick yourself up, and fail again. Because without this struggle, what is your success anyway? The lesson is this.
Okay, can you guys hear and see that?
Yeah.
Okay, Rachel can play it again, but that's what I wanted to end with was that call to action there, okay? From that standpoint, fail again, pick yourself up and fail again, okay? Do what makes you great. You guys are great, and you guys bring value to the business, okay? You as coaches, as you as emeralds, as you as diamonds, you as one-star diamonds, all bring value to Beachbody, okay? I'm going to read this last thing. The why is because this business has over 300,000 established coaches within the network, okay? About 20,000 are actually doing something within this business. And the why that you guys matter in a business that honestly has so many, but you guys are actually taking the effort to do something is this. And this comes from Carl, okay? So he says this, what's a Beachbody? It's a person who's decided to do two things at once. One, appreciate and love themselves for who they are. And two, have the courage to seek a path that aligns with your own goal.
We did.
We should start dancing.
Repeat number 2 again.
Okay. So number 2, I'm going to read it again. So the Beachbody, it's a person who decides to do two things at once. 1, appreciate and love themselves for who they are. And 2, have the courage to seek a path that aligns with your own goals. Okay. So my call to action, I hope am I frozen?
No.
Okay. So my last moment here for call to action is what is your value? Okay. What do you bring to the table from this standpoint? And that establishes what is your vision, okay? You have goals. You have things that you want to achieve from this retreat. You have things that you want to achieve by the end of October. You have goals that you want to achieve by the end of 2019, okay? Those are stepping stones to your vision. Your vision is, what do you want to see your life to be, your family's life, your income, whatever things it has to be. I got off a call yesterday with a coach. Her vision from January 2019 to August 2019 was to buy a house that had a pool that her family could enjoy. And she successfully did that in August of 2019. But she set that vision January 2019, and she achieved it in August of 2019 through the Beachbody opportunity. Did she grind? Did she do hard work? Yes. She works a 60-hour job, and along with doing Beachbody too as well. So really, at the end of the day, there is no excuses why that if anything comes along with this, that if you have your vision, it's on your phone, it's on your husband's phone, it's on your whiteboard, it's on your door, it's on everywhere on your laptop. There's no reason why you can't go achieve it, okay? That vision has to be there. It has to be what you want to achieve, and it has to be present for what you want to look like before Summit 2020 and then after Summit 2020 for the end of 2020, okay? Any questions, anything here before I end this call? Any questions or anything else from that?
Doesn't look like it, Kyle. I really appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. Love you guys. Appreciate all you guys do. Keep up the hard work. Have a good weekend. Have fun. Enjoy yourselves. When we get back to business on tomorrow or Monday, whenever you guys are back, that's the time frame it's going to be that's differentiating this weekend. So take what you can learn here, 1 or 2 things, and go in and implement them.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, no problem. And good job, guys, for being number 60 in the network. That's the last reminder I want to have for you guys, too, as well.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks, guys. Have a good weekend.